Good afternoon, everybody. Mawdiay Faith here. I wanted to do a book review. Life's been so busy, and so I decided the only way I was going to get to a book review was to actually do it while I'm working on some chores. So join me in ironing while I tell you about Dosa Files. It is written by Burke and of a collection of other authors. It is an anthology, and it is such a really good book. I enjoyed many of the stories. There were some that I didn't weren't quite what I was looking for, but that's all right. We all have our different tastes. It's nothing against the authors. It's just their style wasn't quite fitting my style, and that's all right. God made us all very different, and that is what makes life so very beautiful. But the stories that I did enjoy, one of them was H.L. Burke's. Her title was Rethink, and it was about this man. His name was. Let me just double check so I give you the right name. Kevin. Kevin was ex-military and had been recruited by Dosa. So Dosa is the Department of Super Abled Heroes, and they go around to help people with their super abilities. And his super ability is being able to read minds. And at the beginning of the story, he's feeling a little awkward about his gift because it seems to get him into more trouble than into good. And so he's a little bit frustrated and embarrassed because his ability to read people's minds seems to get him in trouble with the females on his team and his boss on his team, and he's just really struggling. And his boss doesn't appreciate his ability to mind read. He just thinks he's a freak. But they get called on a mission, and on the mission, you are told that this supervillain has gone psycho, and it has a whole bunch of people kidnapped in this company's building. And they said that this supervillain was a worker of theirs who had stolen some files and started his own experiments. So they go in all fired up, ready to fight the supervillain. And Kevin is not quite pleased with the plan because he's like, there's something that's just not right with what they've told us about this supervillain. But the boss is like, your job's not to think, you just are going to be surveillance. You stay on the outside and you just surveil. Well, come to find out, he can read and hear the supervillain's mind, and he's like, this guy just doesn't seem to be what they say he is. But the supervillain overpowered his team pretty quickly, so he's the last one left. And I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but it was just so good. So yeah. And then another one that I really enjoyed was not Rethink. That was the one I was just telling you about. The next one was Oh Snap by Amber Gabriel. And her story was the one that actually got me into this book because Amber Gabriel is one of my favorite authors. And Amber Gabriel, her main character is Ellen Bentley. And Ellen Bentley is a supervillain that is just getting out of prison. And he was released from prison basically on a technicality because the Dosa agents had messed something up with their evidence. So he got released on a technicality. So they're not happy with him. And he goes off because he can't get back to his lair because they're keeping extra close eye on him. And so he needs a way of getting money. And so his superpower is to, he's very stretchy and he can change his appearance by stretching out his body. And so he changes his appearance and goes to a bank and is planning on robbing the bank. Well, come to find out, other people were trying to rob the bank as well, and circumstances, he accidentally actually saves the day and helps the people, helps the security guards, and saves a little girl's life. And in the end, he's kind of like, it might be good to have people liking my actions. And so that was a really good story. The other one that I really, really loved was called The Monday Nights. And that one was written by, let me check to make sure give you the right name, Rena Gale. And I loved this story. She dedicated it to her mom, and she said, dedicated to my mom, one of many quiet superheroes. And in this story, you meet, you meet Beta. And Beta is a barista at a coffee shop and doesn't like her life and is quite upset because she had gotten she had chosen to be experimented on to get the superpowers, and it didn't work for her. The superpowers just didn't come. And so now she feels lost in life and kind of stuck in a dead-end job. Well, she meets another lady. And this lady, it was really cool how I believe her name was McKenna. She meets McKenna, and McKenna comes in and seems kind of odd at first. She makes some really interesting mistakes, and Beta is kind to her and gives her a drink on the house just because she sees that McKenna is having a bad day. And so McKenna becomes one of her regulars, and she always has yellow on. And she says it's her favorite color and it just makes her happy. And she's always drawing smiley faces. Well, come to find out, one day McKenna tells her story and why she is who she is. She had lost her ability to see color through some Dosa experiments, and so now the only thing she can see is yellow. And it's just a really cool story of encouragement, and I really loved this particular part. Let me read it to you. On my way home, I passed by a little shop that had a notebook propped in the window. On the cover was a giant smiley face. It really popped out to me because it was the only thing with yellow in the display. It was like God put it there just for me to remind me that even when the world is completely gray, there are still bright smiles that can be had. So that was another really great story that I enjoyed in this book. And there were some others, but I will let you discover them on your own. A really good book. You should check it out. It has different styles of writing and some really good stories. So I hope you will enjoy it. God bless. Bye.